been spending more on my safety.
Destroy Lonely dropped his debut album, If Looks Could Kill, back on Friday. It is safe to say that he's officially made it out of the underground and on his way into the mainstream, so let's go ahead and talk about his album. For the replayability of this album, I got plenty of listens in the week that the album has been out so far. I would say I enjoy about like 20 of the 26 tracks on the album. My problem with it is how long the runtime was, how much filler songs there were. I mean, I just detected that being a red flag right when I saw the track list. I don't think any artist should be making an album that's 26 songs long. I prefer 10 to 15 songs, 20 at max, you know, depending on the artist. But even though the track list was long, I did like some songs. There's definitely some highlights. For instance, How You Feel, If Looks Could Kill, the title track, Fly Shit was amazing. Moment of Silence, Brazy Girls, also Safety Interlude was super unique, and then the last song with Ken Carson was also really fire. Lone kept a lot of the similar braggadocious lyrics about money and girls and fame and that type of stuff on the album, which was fitting, I guess. The flows that he uses on the albums didn't all too much impress me that much. For instance, on Promo, I felt like he was very mumbly and groggy, and honestly that song just wasn't all that interesting. So for a majority of the album, he kind of just used the same flows. I also wanted to talk about the lack of energy that the album didn't really have. I think that's why we appreciated Ken Carson in his feature on the song Money and Sex. It was just because that beat and that song was just a lot more upbeat, and I wish we had more of that on the album. I still understand the vibe that Destroy Lonely was going for on this album though, so I can't really discredit him too much, but there was definitely a lack of tempo and energy, and with such a long runtime, it kind of just dragged out. Also, most of the hooks on this album are not even close to as catchy and as good as the ones that we got on No Stylist. I don't really remember too many of them on this project. Destroy Lonely is definitely a liar and a capper in his lyrics, because on the Complex interview he said that he's not into sports, but yet he went ahead and name dropped Matthew Dellavedova, Vince Carter, and other athletes, so he's got to be lying in his lyrics. My favorite lyric was definitely the "Yes, I'm the one who made No Stylist," and honestly he was spitting facts there because that is his best project, which is what I want to talk about next, is the ranking of his albums so far. No Stylist is definitely a lot better than If Looks Could Kill. I still think If Looks Could Kill is a great body of work, and I do think that they're both better than the Broken Hearts project that he dropped back in 2020 when he was super underground still. I see a lot of like growth as an artist for him, but I think his fan base and a lot of other fans want the energy, the concert performing songs, and he didn't really give us too much of that on If Looks Could Kill. If Looks Could Kill is solid, it's growing on me. I definitely enjoy it more than others, but I'm still gonna give it like a 6.5. Now for the production of the album, I really did like the uniqueness that Lone went ahead and used the guitar beats, the super dark kind of like Batman type beats. You could tell he was moving that direction in the past year or so. If you guys listen to the second half of No Stylist, he was moving in that direction with songs like Crystal Castles, for instance. I think the best, you know, like dark guitar beat that was on the album was definitely Fly Shit. That was the best example of Lone doing that type of genre. I love when he switched it up on more poppy and bubbly beats with Chris Paul and Nunu. I think a lot of people are fans of Lone on those type of trap beats, the more No Stylist style. So that was good to see him switch it up in the middle of the album. He was somewhat versatile. Also Safety Interlude, Moment of Silence, I love those like way softer, more acoustic guitars as well to switch it up. It was very nice to hear those songs being very soothing, late night type of vibes. Overall, I think that the production was solid and was almost a highlight, giving you the kind of soundtracky vibes that this album was. It's not really all turned up bangers and everything. This is a very laid back and chill album, and I think that the production really painted a picture and a scene, which I really liked and helped boost the rating of the album, in my opinion. Now, Academics went ahead and posted that the album is projected to sell 35K first week, which is absolutely insane, especially because I predicted about 25K for Destroy Lonely, but he was even out streaming Ed Sheeran, and his name was right next to Morgan Wallen on the first week streaming, so he's obviously going to be selling a ton. He was even featured on the Rap Caviar playlist, which is a huge playlist for him. He was promoted by all of the big rap blogs and news pages with this whole album rollout. It's safe to say that Destroy Lonely has officially made it out of the underground. Other than that, if you guys watched the end of the video, I appreciate it so much. Let me know down in the comments below which you guys would rate this album. Go ahead and like the video if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back with more videos soon. Peace.